Hello everybody, it's finally Rich here. How's everybody doing? I'm going to do another vinyl finds video here, and I'm going to start it off with one of my favorite albums by this artist, and I'm back on the Miles Davis kick. Picked up another Miles Davis album, Miles Davis on the Corner. Always love this picture here, Miles Davis. This along with Tribute to Jack Johnson, maybe my two favorite Miles Davis albums. But I love everything from In a Silent Way up to Get Up With It. This is, I think, the first album I ever bought by Miles Davis was a twofer, one of those prestige twofers. And this was the second album I bought. I bought this in 1972 when it came out. And it continues to this day to be one of my favorite Miles Davis albums, like I said. I bought this album at Kmart originally, back in the 70s of all places. I remember when I was a kid, my parents would go shopping at Kmart. I would go to the record section and just stay there and look. And I remember as a kid, the Mothers of Invention albums used to intrigue me. Well, I say as a kid, I was junior high. And the David Bowie albums used to intrigue me, and so the Miles Davis albums intrigued me for some reason. And I bought this in '72. I was in high school at that time. There's the inner sleeve. It's on Columbia, and I'm glad to pick up another Miles Davis album. On the Corner, great album. This next one here is Neil Young, On the Beach. I never had this album before. My brother had this. I always liked it. I hadn't heard it in a while. Saw this beautiful copy. Inner sleeve. It's on reprise. Hi Benji, how you doing there, buddy? I like side 1 more than I do side 2 on this. I've only listened to it a couple of times now, again. And side 1 stood out to me. Side 2, it seemed like it kind of tailed off at the end. But another great album. On the Corner by Miles. On the Corner. Jimi. On the Beach. Hey, I didn't realize that. We got On the Corner and now we got On the Beach. Two sides of the same coin. Next album here, Soundtrack, Wild in the Streets. I bought this album a while back. In fact, this was my thumbnail on a video, one of my early videos, and it was in terrible condition. The seller said it was in excellent shape, and it was terrible. But anyways, this is a Soundtrack. I believe it's on one of these Tower. Yeah, it's on Tower Records. I don't know if you're gonna see that. I'm kind of filming this pretty dark in here. But anyways, I believe it's just those studio musicians. I don't know if Davey Allen's in this or not. But it's a pretty cool album. I mean, it's pretty cheesy. Richard Pryor's in this thing. Really young Richard Pryor. I would kind of like to check that movie out. And I got another soundtrack from the 60s, Psych Out. Probably a psychedelic exploitation movie, just like that Wild in the Streets one is. But this one actually has the Strawberry Alarm Clock and the Seeds. It's got Strawberry Alarm Clock, the Storybook, was probably studio musicians. Boney's Critique, I have no idea, and the Seeds. Pretty cool album. I like this album. I mean, I'm not a big soundtrack guy, and this one is not on Tower. Psych Out on Sidewalk Records. I just assumed this was another Tower, one of those American International, but it isn't. Pretty cool though. Both of these soundtracks are pretty cool. Now, a little bit different here. We got Crucifix with Dehumanization. This is their album. I don't know if this is their only album. It opens up. And the album just goes in the middle. It's kind of resembles those Crash records. This is a fantastic hardcore. I mean, this is really hardcore. The singer in this band, I believe they came out of Berkeley, if I remember right. Man, I really dig that kind of singing, that really hardcore. Crucifix, Corpus Christi records. Now, I paid 20 bucks for this. I believe this is a bootleg. I believe the original say down here, pay no more than $4.99 or something like that for it. So I believe this could be a bootleg, but I don't know. I don't care. It sounds fantastic. I'm sure this is online on YouTube. I mean, this is not for everybody. This punk is really hard. The singer, fantastic. I mean, just to me, this type of singing blows that operatic heavy metal stuff away. I got another album, Subhumans. I believe this is their first 4 EPs. I have not listened to this yet, but I am familiar with the Subhumans. So I mean, I'm almost certain I'm going to like it. Came with this insert with all the lyrics, and I don't need to pull it up. It's got this little skeleton guy. And here it says Blurg. I never heard of Blurg before. And it is on Blurg Records. UK. Oh, it just started raining again. Next album here. Jimi Hendrix. Rainbow Bridge. This is a live album. Guess it's a soundtrack from one of the crappiest movies I ever sat through. This movie it's terrible. Rainbow Bridge, just a bunch of I'm not even gonna. It's just, I think it's in Hawaii, and it's all these hippies and people talking about nothing. And at the end, Jimi Hendrix plays, and that was the only good part of the movie. The album's pretty good though. And I'm slowly picking up my Jimi Hendrix. I've been running across a lot of these Jimi Hendrix, like really old stuff. Probably stuff he recorded in New York, maybe, I don't know. And I'm just gonna stick with the basic stuff. This is on Reprise. I'm thinking I'm gonna get the 3 Jimi Hendrix Experience albums, the reissues. Everybody's saying they sound really excellent, and I think that's the route I'm going to go, because those are actually my 3 favorites, with Axis Bold's Love probably being my favorite of the 3. And finally, we're going to end. I started it on one of my favorite albums by an artist, and this is my favorite album by this artist, Captain Beefheart, The Spotlight Kid. This was actually the first Captain Beefheart album I ever bought. In fact, I remember I got this for Christmas. I used to have my parents, me and my brother, we always used to have our parents get one album for us, and we would tell them what album we wanted, and this is the one I wanted. And I didn't really know the guy. I just thought the cover, he looked kind of cool. I go, that guy looks pretty cool. But yeah, this is a really bluesy, it's still out there. Really cool album. I mean, I dig almost all the songs on this album. The band is fantastic. I think this, along with his first album, Safe as Milk, are my 2 favorites. Followed by Clear Spot and Lick My Decals Off, Baby. I'm not the biggest fan of Trout Mask Replica. I think this is way better. And I think Lick My Decals Off is better than Trout Mask Replica. This is on Reprise. Trout Mask Replica would have been a great single album. I mean, maybe it has 3 good sides, but it has some filler on there, man. I mean, just some stuff. But anyways, great album here. Anybody that's not familiar with Captain Beefheart. You might want to start with Safe as Milk, his very first album. But I suggest this too. I know my buddy Robert, whenever I put a Captain Beefheart album on, he's, oh, you're going to play that guy again? Anyways, take care, everybody. Have a good Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.
What you doing over there, Bench?